Ba-da-da-da-dum. Welcome everyone.
Episode 9.
Point one.
I grabbed myself a coffee because I'm getting more comfortable about being on camera and speaking English. So, cheers to everyone. In the back, you can already see the backdrop painted blue. It's basically 3 layers of primer, and after the first two, I sanded everything because it's MDF and it started to grain when you paint it. So after 3 layers of primer, I added the last 2 layers of gesso. The result of using gesso is a very smooth and very flat finish. I learned this trick from a few artists and I'm very fond of the result.
Grab these paints in 2 shades of blue just to mix up some more shades. There's a bit of black in the left one. I don't like that. I like the right one, the darker blue, way more. But let me just try some combinations first. I can always mix in some white later on to make a lighter version of it. After a couple of tries, I found the basic shade that I want to start off with on the ceiling. And now I'm gonna mix it up. Quite a dark shade actually. Make sure you have enough paint to start off with, but more important, to finish it. It can be very difficult to recreate the same shade if you need more of it. Because of its good properties, I'm using gesso again to light up this blue color. After I gave it a good stir, I'm double checking if it's exactly the shade I wanted before using it on my projects. After painting both the ceiling and the backdrop 2 different kinds of blue,
Let's get mad. Okay, forget everything I said earlier. Don't do this at home. Let's build it up slowly. It's still in my living room, you know. that paint can is giving splatters. I'm gonna show you. Look. You see? Not good when it's splattering, so I'm trying another can. New can.
Don't do this at home.
Told you so.
Gotta stop here in a moment. I will never do this again using that much rail can paint in my living room. I can go clean my whole room up now, but no problem. The paint is everywhere except on the places where it should be. But well, it is what it is. Sometimes it goes like this, and that's part of creativity, I think. A few things I'm not happy with. The overspray on the rim. That's from the rattle can and it's sticking to the edges. So I have to fix that. It's not cloudy. And we have some paint splatters you saw earlier. Here. And here as well. So I have to fix that. Here's some more paint splatters from the faulty rattle can. Well, it is what it is. Sometimes it goes like this. Okay, while I'm Bob Rossing the shout of this, I will tell you a story of how it went last week. Because this is already my 7th day painting. Got some titanium white and some indigo blue. Of course some crimson. And wet up my brush and we're gonna paint a happy little cloud. Well, you know the story. But that's not my story. I want to tell you my story of how it went last week while I'm doing a few of these clouds. Oops. Bit too much water at first, but no problem. There are no mistakes. Right, Bob? Well, the story of how it went, because this, me painting clouds, wasn't planned. My first idea was to just use a plain blue black backdrop. That was the first plan. One shade of blue all over ceiling backdrop. But I soon realized that with that 2 feet of layout depth, maximum, at max 2 feet. It wasn't a good idea to keep it just plain blue. Really looks too flat in my opinion. It didn't give me the depth I wanted, so I started looking around and realized that in the amusement park where I was this summer, they actually used 2 colors of backdrop. One for the ceiling, one for behind the scene. And that's because when you look up, the heavens are way more bluish, or bluer, I don't know. My English is not that well. More blue than what you see in the distance. So with me painting some happy little clouds, I'm trying to recreate the depth we see when we're outside. And there are a few more tricks, but more on that later on. This paint is giving bubbles. I don't like it. Maybe I have a bit too much water in the brush. Well, it's not my best week at all. More stuff. Doing my assignments, and in between, almost every day, I was busy painting, waiting it to dry, painting again, waiting it to dry, painting again, and that on repeat. We all know the drill. But sometimes you have to grind. And that's why I use this background for a story.
Very short story though.
For the people I train or coach on a daily basis. And I told them this: sometimes you start a project without knowing where it ends, just with the backdrop. But it's very important to take a first step and keep on moving.
Easy as that?
Way too much water. I'm not concentrated.
Ah, okay.
Same thing all week. Trying to do two things at once, but failing at all parts. Sorry. Think I'm gonna step on the brake here. Maybe it's time to do something else and finish the painting later on. This is not going well. This is not the way I like it. Let me take you outside for a second. Because this is why I'm painting all week. Welcome to Holland. You see? Very moisty out here. Raining almost constantly. So I don't mind painting all week. Final result of that stupid idea of taking you outside was that my complete structure dropped down on the floor. There's my coffee. It was a good coffee though. Broke two glasses. Made a mess out of everything. Dropped the lighting. And have to clean everything again. Whoops. And then I made a mess.